With the Super Bowl this weekend, I wanted to talk about the time one of Van Halen's songs was used in a Super Bowl commercial for Pepsi, and the band wasn't too thrilled about the idea, but they went along with it anyways. Stay tuned for the full story. Apart from the game, the Super Bowl has always been known for two things, the commercials and the halftime shows. And living and growing up in Canada, we get a lot of horrible Canadian commercials mixed in with the American commercials that I actually wanted to see. That's not so much of a problem these days with YouTube, but I digress. But back in 1993, Pepsi used the Super Bowl to buy airtime to unveil a new product of theirs called Crystal Pepsi, which was a caffeine and artificial flavor-free version of their soft drink that was also clear instead of caramel brown. Using the tagline, "You've never seen a taste like this," Pepsi was trying to capitalize on the so-called clear craze at the time. Buzzwords like pure and clear were thrown around everywhere and used to market products ranging from soap to gasoline. Hailed as the taste of the future, Crystal Pepsi was anything but. The company pumped a lot of money into the marketing campaign for the product, and while the test market showed a lot of promise, it ended up being a colossal failure. In April of 1992, Crystal Pepsi was released in a few test markets, and the initial response was pretty positive. It was based on that feedback the company wanted to expand the product's availability to be available nationwide by December of 1992, a month or so before the Super Bowl. We'll talk more about the failure of the product later on in the video. Let's talk about the Van Halen part of the story. The first time a lot of people heard about Crystal Pepsi was during the Super Bowl. Pepsi bought airtime to promote the product, and the ad was memorable because it featured Van Halen's hit song Right Now from their 1991 album For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge. Given that the song's message is about being present and living in the moment and not being afraid of change, it seemed like a fitting track for the commercial. Originally, Van Halen wanted no part of the ad campaign, but Pepsi didn't care. They told the band they were going to get outside musicians to re-record the track and use a cover version in the commercial. Eddie Van Halen would tell Guitar World in 1996, "The only reason we gave Pepsi the music was because they were going to use the song anyway. If they use the original recording, they've got to pay, so he said, hey, wait a minute, we might as well get all the money. I ain't that proud, you know. I'm not going to say, no, go ahead, rip us off and keep the money too." It was reported that Van Halen was reportedly paid $2 million to license the song, and while they pocketed a lot of money, some longtime fans of the band saw it as a sellout move. The commercial was largely inspired by the music video Van Halen cut for Right Now back in 1991, with text on screen trying to sell the product. The song itself dated back almost 10 years prior to 1982 or 1983, and according to Eddie Van Halen, the song sat around and nobody really wanted anything to do with it until the early 90s. According to the book I Want My MTV, the song's lyrical content was a drastic departure for Van Halen, with frontman Sammy Hagar revealing, "I was tired of writing cheap sex songs. Eddie and I wanted to get serious and talk about world issues." The music video for Right Now would take inspiration from the Phil Collins video for Another Day in Paradise that used words on screen to describe what was happening around the world. For example, right now someone is working too hard for minimum wage, or right now oil companies and old men are in control. Frontman Sammy Hagar hated the idea for the video. He was worried that people wouldn't even listen to the lyrics of the song as they would be too busy reading the subtitles. In fact, one of the lines in the video reads, "Maybe we should pay attention to the lyrics." It would be Van Halen's label head Mo Austin who tried to talk the singer into going through with the video idea, promising them that it would be the biggest video of their career. Hagar was reportedly so infuriated, he disappeared to South Carolina with his girlfriend for a short period of time. But he would eventually agree to do the video, and by the time the day of the video shoot happened, he had pneumonia and 104-degree fever. The shots you see of Sammy Hagar in the video with his arms folded, and the last shot of him going into the dressing room, are of him being genuinely angry. Mark Fensky would direct Van Halen's video for the song, and it would be the first music video he'd ever done. He got the job because he'd written and produced a few TV commercials that used words on screen. In fact, Fensky's mother makes an appearance in the video, and every person you see in the music video is either related to Fensky or was part of the video crew. The photo that the woman sets on fire was actually of Fensky when he was 24. Hagar would eventually change his tune on the video when Right Now won the award for Best Video at the 1992 MTV Video Music Awards. Van Halen would get the last laugh against Pepsi though. On their last studio album with Hagar in 1995, Balance, they would place a can of Coke on the back cover, possibly as a diss to the Pepsi commercial. Getting back to the story of Crystal Pepsi, it would only remain on shelves for a few years from 1993 to 1995, but you're probably wondering, why was it such a flop? Well, according to Tristan Donovan, who wrote the book Fizz, How Soda Shook Up the World, the author would claim that because consumers associated brown or black cola with Pepsi and Coke, seeing a translucent or clear soda was too big of a sensory disruption to consumers. It would also be like seeing round playing cards or vegetable-flavored ice cream. It just doesn't seem right. In addition to that, Crystal Pepsi didn't taste exactly like the traditional Pepsi, and on top of that, Pepsi did a pretty bad job of explaining why consumers needed this product in their lives. I remember being 6 or 7 years old and being really excited as a kid to try Crystal Pepsi and then feeling underwhelmed, like, what's all the fuss about? And that's what happened with a lot of consumers. Lots of people initially bought the product, but there weren't a lot of repeat customers. According to the book Killing Giants, Coca-Cola also saw this as an opportunity. It would be Coca-Cola who put the final nail in the coffin, releasing their own lighter soft drink Tab Clear, which confused consumers, while also sabotaging Crystal Pepsi, making it seem uncool and not hip. But because nostalgia is popular right now, Pepsi over the past 6 years has consistently re-released the product, but personally, I don't have any interest in revisiting it. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments section below, and do you guys look forward to the Super Bowl commercials, and will you be watching the game this Sunday? Let me know that as well. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to like button and subscribe, and we'll see you again on Rock and Roll Your Stories. Take care.